DC Studios' transparency to fans has been amazing since they were established, and The Rock has also joined in with communicating with the fans, talking Black Adam's disappointing box office results and Warner Brothers refusing to bring back Henry Cavill's Superman. Hey everyone, welcome back to our movie news. The Rock has just released quite a long video on social media being very passionate about DC and the future of the DC universe. I absolutely love this honesty and transparency from The Rock, and I will let you watch what he has to say now. I will warn you, it is quite a long video, but I really think it is worth listening to. I love his passion and desire to create a really strong DC universe, so just sit back and listen to what The Rock has had to say.
Happy Wednesday, also known as Hump Day, also known as Wednesday's getting its ass kicked and Thursday is next in line. That's the plan anyway, until we get beat up a little bit. A quick check-in. I'm swooping in to say thank you. Great news to report on the Black Adam front. The Black Adam train continues to roll along. Black Adam, you guys have made Black Adam #1 again, now on digital. Black Adam is the #1 movie on iTunes. We released Black Adam yesterday. We thought it was a strategic release to go on all digital platforms as we're still out in the theaters. As we go into the Thanksgiving holidays and of course the Christmas holidays, Hanukkah holidays, so you guys can enjoy Black Adam still in theaters and certainly enjoy The Man in Black at home. So thank you for making Black Adam #1 again on iTunes with a bullet, by the way. So thank you guys. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe has changed. As you guys have heard me say that, at box office here domestically, we're doing really good, really strong numbers. Internationally, we got a lot of room for growth. And of course, you want to see the international box office numbers be higher, be stronger. Of course you do, because you're never satisfied. However, we got a lot of great growth. We established Black Adam around the world, and something to think about contextually when it comes to Black Adam. And when you look at our numbers, as I think we'll probably land somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 375 million worldwide, maybe a little bit more. We might kiss $400 million. We'll see. We still have Japan to open up and we'll play through the holidays. So we'll see. But in any event, at the end of the day, our business, when it comes to like business acumen, boring business acumen stuff, our margins don't live and die by box office numbers. It has long, very long tentacles and tail effects when it comes to how we will do just in terms of our numbers. But the bottom line is this: when I talk about, hold on one second, I'm just coming into work. My good morning, hello, amen. Thank you very much. When I talk about the hierarchy of power in the DC universe has changed from a few ways. Number one, we established Black Adam around the world as the most powerful and dominant, unstoppable force in the DC universe. That is a fact. And we established the Justice Society around the world too. And keep in mind, no one, if you were not a hardcore comic book fan, no one heard of Black Adam or the Justice Society. The hardcore comic book fans, we got the love, we got your loyalty, and I appreciate that to the bone. But the rest of the world had no idea who Black Adam was. So we're establishing the brand. And something else that we're establishing is, I felt like two things. If we're going to establish Black Adam as the most powerful, unstoppable force in the DC universe, we have to bring back the most powerful, unstoppable force of all time in any universe. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Of course, that is Superman, and that's Henry Cavill. And, at the end of the day, the studio was not bringing Henry Cavill back. Inexplicably and inexcusably. But we weren't going to take no for an answer. Myself, my $7 co-founder and chairwoman Danny Garcia, Hiram Garcia, our $7 president. This has been years in the making regarding bringing Henry Cavill back, and years of strategic conversations, and we were not going to take no for an answer. And and also something else to think about is, for us, there was no way, there's no viable, logical way that you can attempt to build out the DC universe without the most powerful force and the greatest superhero of all time sitting on the hot sidelines. It's impossible to do. You can Venn diagram business-wise this whole thing 90 different times, but it all comes back to, where's Superman? You have to have Superman in the mix. So that's why we fought hard to bring Superman back, Henry Cavill. And there was no other Superman, by the way, to bring back. Henry Cavill is our generation's Superman, and in my opinion, the greatest Superman. And I mean that respectfully to the other actors, especially Christopher Reeve, but the greatest Superman of all time. So again, bringing Henry back, now we build out the DC universe properly, strategically, smartly. Again, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe has changed. And of course, now we have new leadership at DC and at Warner Brothers. Again, hierarchy of power in the DC universe has changed. So it's a new era in the DC universe. Thank you guys so much for the Black Adam love. You made Black Adam #1 on iTunes. Enjoy Black Adam throughout the holidays, Thanksgiving, holidays. Enjoy it in the theaters, and certainly now you can enjoy it at home. Thank you for making us #1. And thank you so much. Black Adam has been such an incredible journey, 15 years in the making. Now we will take our time. Now we will build out the Black Adam brand, and we'll build out the JSA. Dr. Fate, Cyclone, Hawkman, Atom Smasher. And keep in mind, for those of you who don't know, and all you comic book fans, you guys know this, there are so many cool, badass superheroes and supervillains in the Bible, in the pantheon of the DC universe. They're just right there. So we're going to dig into all that. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. I got to get my ass to work. Have a productive Wednesday and have a productive week. And most importantly, have a great Thanksgiving. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you again. Go Black Adam.
So a few talking points right there. First of all, he is talking about the tactical reasoning as to why Black Adam has been released on digital so early, and it makes sense. With Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner, they could ramp up their revenue for Black Adam's digital release throughout the holidays. The second thing is something that I think is a very good point. Black Adam and the JSA, outside of the hardcore fans, were unknown to audiences, so they were already facing an uphill battle. And it's something that I think we can blame the old Warner Brothers regime for. If you look at Marvel, they have been able to introduce unknown characters to general audiences and had very successful box office results. And the reason for that is because they built a really strong reputation where a loyal audience was created. DC unfortunately don't have that, because whether you enjoyed the films or not, DC has been much weaker in bringing in general audiences, especially since Justice League 2017, with Aquaman being the only DCU film to be a huge success since. Yes, the pandemic has had something to do with that, however Marvel were battling the pandemic too and did far better than DC. It's quite clear to see that DC has been nowhere near Marvel for quite some time, and I think DC's recent movies have been stronger than a lot of Marvel's latest films. If you look at Thor: Love and Thunder, it made $750 million at the box office, and I and many other fans think it's one of the worst comic book movies ever made. It didn't make that much because fans and general audiences enjoyed it. It made that because of the reputation Marvel has and the loyal following they have created. For the most part, it didn't really matter how good Black Adam was, because he is an unknown DC character being released when DC have a pretty weak general audience following and a divided DC fandom. I loved Black Adam and it is in my top 5 DCU movies, but like I said on Twitter a few weeks ago, I genuinely think it would have done so much better if DC hadn't moved away from their original plan. If you look at the box office numbers from the entire DCU timeline, it began really strong, and as the studio got more involved with the movies made, the box office numbers depleted. If they had continued with that original plan, or just had a plan in general where the DC Universe had a consistent storyline that it was building to, we could be looking at Black Adam making $800 million plus, in my opinion. But like I said, with the lack of a general audience following and bringing in an unknown character, the movie was never really going to be a huge box office success. He then goes on to talk about how the studio simply was not going to bring back Henry Cavill's Superman, and he said that was inexcusable. And I completely agree. And it's the reason why none of those executives are at the company anymore. They were not good enough at their job. They did not understand or care about the DC universe. Their main and only focus were their egos. And like The Rock said, that was inexcusable, which is why I have so much faith in The Rock, in DC Studios, and Warner Brothers Discovery. He said it is impossible to build out the DC universe with Superman sitting on the sidelines. And that is so true. For even the most general of audiences, if you heard that Superman wasn't in the DC universe, you would be confused and probably less interested in watching the new DC films. He is the most famous superhero of all time. The Superman S is the second most recognized symbol in the world. To not have him at the center of your universe would be nothing but pure incompetency and a lack of respect to the material and to the fans. But I hope The Rock's words have really excited you for the future of the DC universe and hopefully also restored some faith if you had lost it. And I understand why you would have, but this kind of transparency and honesty from studio to fan is exactly what is needed. We need to know that DC is in good hands. We need to know where DC is heading, and we need to know that the people in charge care. And they do. So I am excited to see where the DC universe will go, and I hope that you can join me in that journey. So make sure to let me know what you thought of The Rock's video in the comments below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon. So until then, have a great day. Bye.